So that was what I was saying. It depends on what the CTF is trying to teach. If it's trying to teach you that, the as in port discovery is blocked, it's a firewall rule, that's fine. But if a port discovery is blocked and access to that particular service is whitelisted to particular IPs, then it doesn't really matter. If I'm trying to make sense. Yeah, I'm coming from, for if it's a CTF, there is a way to go about it, depending on what the CTF wants to teach you. But in real world, if there is a firewall, a proper firewall, it's difficult. It's difficult.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Thank you.
Yes, I hope that answers the person's question.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you. And let's go on. Let's go on quickly. So we are going down a rabbit hole, and we've seen that, in fact, these people are trying to lead us into a place where when we say rabbit hole, you are going down, you won't find anything. So you're going to exit and then find other places that we can check for some of these things. Okay, so let's go ahead.
Okay, sure. So usually when I go through a lot of things like this, like going into something, what I like to do is, when I go in, I feel like I've gone into something too much, I take a minute and take a step back. Is that okay?
Okay.
Take a minute, take a step back. Then I go back to my previous results. So I go back to, let's say, the Nmap scan. Now, I said usually the attack vectors I look at, or the ports I look at that are most susceptible to exploitation are SMB, LDAP, and HTTPS. But here we don't have HTTPS, but it's HTTP. Is that okay? Now, if you look at HTTP, from the information that's given to us from the script, you see something like WebDAV. Is that okay? So that is a service that is running on that particular HTTP server. Is that okay? So if I see a service like this, my first instinct is to go and do research on this particular service. Is that okay?
Okay. So the little details that I might have skipped on, you are seeing it.
Yes, and revisit it. It and go back and see. So I visit, then what is WebDAV? So I read about WebDAV. Is that okay? So this just thank God for AI. It just summarizes what WebDAV is for. No need to read 2-paragraph listing from Wikipedia. It's just simple. So what hits me, so usually when I'm learning new technologies I'm not familiar with, I try to do association. Here they've done the association for you. So it's just an HTTP protocol extension enabling collaborative, enabling the words, collaborative editing and management of files, remote. But the most important thing is that it works as kind of an HTTP or HTTPS for FTP. Is that okay? That is the first thing that will catch my eye. So once I find this, let me find out if there are any exploitations for it. Exploits. Exploitation.
Okay.
Then usually I search for medium articles, because this medium articles that, okay. Then I go through them. Okay.
So one thing I noticed about medium articles is sometimes the good ones, they always say for members only. Is there a way around it?
Yeah, there's a way. There is a site.
Please,
Freedom.
Before YouTube will no, pause. There's a way. So
okay.
On the way, please check the comment section. There's a way.
Okay. So maybe I'll put it. I'll send it to you later. So there's a site. There's a site Freedom. So all you need to do is just copy the link of that Medium article and when post it, then you can read it.
Okay.
Yeah. So yes. So this is it. So I just read the article. read the article. I see the tool they use. The tool they use, and when they use the tool, it asks for a username and password. And from what I can see here, the index.html and the webdav.txt, but instinctively I know that, and from the definition of webdav I read, I know that this is the web root because it's kind of like a file share, network file share between you and the web root. Is that okay? So that you can simply upload files to the web server.
Okay. Okay.
So it needs a username and a password. And they've also given me a tool to which I can use to exploit this. So once I see this, I go and try. And if you remember from the LDAP, we have a username and a password.
Okay. Okay.
So I go and I try that username and password and see if I'll be able to get access. Please, does that make sense?
Yeah.
Let me open another session just for so the tool is cadaver, then HTTP, then the IP of the subnet. Okay. I press enter. They're asking for the username. Let me copy the username from here. Space, username, password. Then they've given me a WebDAV shell. Let me type help and see the commands I can run on the WebDAV shell. I can run ls, I can do cd, I can check my current present working directory, and I can put files, I can get files. So similar to FTP and SMB and the likes. So
Okay.
ls, so now I get this. These are files that exist within the web root because they are web files.
Okay.
Okay, so Windows server-side code, server-side files, that's the ASPX. Then we have the HTML. Then these ones are default files that come with the the Windows IIS server. Is that okay? So now I have found this. Is that okay? This is all well and good. But you see that if you check the exploitation we're reading, you read down to the exploitation. Sorry. WebDAV command FRP, you can sign in a backdoor execute command. This allows us to put post exploitation such as setting up user accounts to remotely sign into the machine, staging a metapreter shell. So now this is Windows. Is that okay? I don't like if you play CTF, you realize that getting reverse shell with Windows is much more easier than getting reverse shell with what do you call it? Sorry, getting reverse shell with Linux is much more easier than getting a reverse shell through Windows. Those who I don't know if it's the same for those who have played CTS, but that's what I've realized. Usually, it's much more difficult to get reverse shell with what do you call it, Windows. So right now, I have a theory. I see the put command here, and it acts like an FTP. So I check and see whether I can actually put a file. Does that make sense? So I
Yeah.
exit. Sorry, let me just create another session. I have this session here. Let me exit this maybe. ls cd Kali ls. So I have this my VPN file here. Is that okay? So
Yeah.
this is an actual file. Let me try and see whether I can actually put that file because it's within that directory. No, not within that directory. Sorry, I need to make sure that it's within that directory. So cd. Username.
Try double clicking and see.
Double clicking won't work. Okay. All right, sure. Thank you. Selection. Right, LS. All right. So now I'm within that directory. So what I can do is I can try and put my VPN file and see if it will reflect within the web server. So I put my VPN file. That's universal.ovpn. Sorry, there's a spelling error. OVPN. So you see that it has uploaded it.
Yes,
It says
successfully
succeed.
uploaded.
All right. So I check the directory and see. Check the directory and see. And you see that it has successfully uploaded.
Yeah, it's now been added to the files that we used to
Exactly.
reinstall.
That exists on the web root. Is that okay? So what that means is that I can upload files. If I can upload files, why don't I just upload a malicious script and try and get a reverse shell?
Okay. Okay.
You get it? Correct. So now I need to know the server because this is Windows. I need to know what the server side code for Windows will look like. And one of the server side codes for Windows is, as we can see here, the index.aspx.
Okay.
Okay. All right. So what I can do is, this is the thing. I think I want to make this a bit faster so that we get to the question and answer session. If you have played around with uh, uh, offset rooms before, you realize that they always there is a caveat to put to the exploitation, so that it's not as simple as it looks. Is that okay? So under normal circumstance, what would happen is, give me a minute. What will happen is I can use MSF Venom. Is that okay?
Okay.
To create a payload, an ASPX payload, so that I can, when I visit that particular ASPX payload, I'll get the reverse connection. Is that okay?
Yeah.
Initially, I wanted to skip this portion, but just for format ASPX, then we output it into shell.aspx. ASPX. Please, are we okay? So what I'm basically just saying is I'm using MSF Venom. That is the payload creation aspect of the Metasploit. And what I want to do is I want to create a Windows Metapreter reverse TCP shell. And this is the host that the shell should connect back to. And it should connect back to that particular host on this particular port, 1234. And the payload should be given to me in the format of an ASPX file. And shell.aspx is just the name of the file. Please, is everyone clear? Are we all clear?
Yeah.
Sure. I see 61, 61 in the chat. I hope those are not 61 questions.
Don't worry, they are not questions. They are motivation.
Yeah, okay. So, okay. Yes, so we run it. So now we have our ASPX shell here. Is that okay? This is where it's listening. So now that we have our ASPX shell, we need to set up our listener, the OG.
So go back to the former command whilst MSF console. So yeah,
Yep.
give me a minute. So what he's trying to do is to create a reverse shell. When we say a reverse shell, it means that the other computer will now be the one talking to your computer. And usually those ones are not filtered by the firewall because you are not the one talking to the PC. It was their PC that got in touch with your PC. And so that is why he has L host. L host is like local host. That is the machine that is his machine. So when the remote computer gets this far uploaded, it will try to talk to your computer, which is the IP address he put there, but on a particular port. And he says that talk to my computer using port 1234. So he's now going to set up something on his personal computer that is going to listen to this connection. So he's going to open a connection that is going to listen to it. That's what he's trying to do with MSF console. Let's go back.
Just a disclaimer. This will not work on an actual engagement. This will not work on an actual engagement.
So this is just for CTFs.
No, this is for CTF. This is not work on an actual engagement because Metasploit is heavily signatured by EDRs.
So,
okay. And what you are basically doing is that you are writing on the disk of the web server. That's why people nowadays, you see that people, when they are doing proper, like when they're doing engagements, they don't use Metasploit, they use C2s, command and control servers.
Okay.
So when you're using a command and control server, you see, people have studied EDRs to an extent that they now know how EDRs work. So EDRs are very sensitive. Most of them are sensitive to on-disk execution. But when you execute in memory, they don't really pick it up. So most of the C2 servers you have, you see that when you are being taught a C2 server, they teach you how to execute the command within in memory, not on the disk itself, if that makes sense.
Okay.
Yeah,
okay.
I hope I haven't confused anybody. Because Metasploit is heavily signatured. It's heavily signatured. Okay.
Yeah.
Instances. Yeah, so there are instances, this is not advisable, no, but there are instances once you get initial access to do post-exploitation, you go and disable antivirus, but that's not advisable. That's not advisable. That's just by the way. That's not advisable. All right. So now we have our shell.aspx. We can try to upload that. Then we set up our listener. So for listening on Metasploit, we use the multi-handler. Okay, that's the fifth option, multi-handler. So use 5. It's using for the payload, it's using the generic shell, but my payload wasn't the generic shell. My payload was the Windows Metapreter reverse TCP. Is that okay? So what I do is just options. So that's one of the options, but I check for other options. One of the options is to set a host. So I set a host to
the port that you
0. No host. So the host is
the
the
host is
so you can I can use the IP that's given to me within the environment, but you can also just use the interface. Then it uses the IP directly. So there's
okay.
So it just uses the
IP. It picks the IP of your local machine.
Exactly.
Okay.
So you can use set ports. Then I use it to what the port I set 1, 2, 3. Then the payload set payload. Payload command, then I just go and copy the payload I used. I hope I didn't clear that. Okay. So the payload I used. So I've set my payload, then I run. Oof. So my listener is running. Is that okay? So what I can now do is I upload the shell.
Reverse shell that you created here. So put
shell.aspx. Yes, enter. And it's successful. Then I ls, then you see the shell.aspx. Is that okay? Right. So what this means is that if I should visit the HTTP server of this IP, I'm coming, let me All right. The HTTP server of the IP. So when you visit, by default, it takes you to 80 or 443, depending on which particular service is used. So, correct. You see that is the default IIS server.
Yeah.
Is that okay? Right. So since WebDAV is writing to the web root, that means that slash whatever I put here, I should be able to access that file. Is that okay?
Mm-hmm. Whatever you put there, you should be able to see it.
To access, because when we get the reverse shell and I'm showing you the arrangement of the files within the listing, you will get this better. Is that okay?
Oh, okay. Okay.
So let's take for Linux. Linux, we have the var dab HTML. So within that website, everything you access is mostly within that HTML directory.
Okay.
Okay, so the web dev is giving you access to the web root, that web directory where all the web files are. So my shell.aspx should be accessible here. Is that okay? So once I've visited, since it's server-side code, it's supposed to run in the context of the server, giving me a reverse shell. Ideally, is that okay? Ideally, that wasn't the case. You see, I haven't gotten a reverse shell. I haven't gotten a callback.
Yeah.
You see, I haven't gotten a callback.
Yeah,
So
the server didn't send the. Okay.
exactly. This was where I hit my head over and over and over again. I tried using encoders like Shinkata something, the encoders. I tried obfuscating the payload. I tried the works. It didn't work. So this is what I'm talking of, the caveat for what do you call it? The caveat OffSec normally sets their machines. So
Okay.
everything up to this point is straightforward, but there is something that there will be something that won't be conventional that you need to think around to be able to get it.
Okay. Okay.
Okay. So
Yeah.
when I hit this particular stumbling block, I went research. So I just know that uh, my salvation is an ASPX file. So I just search for ASPX reverse shells, reverse shells, reverse shells. Then usually I just put GitHub because most exploits and stuff says GitHub. Okay. Then I came across this particular guy. This guy's repo. So this is just me trying stuff. Like I didn't know it would work. I did so that's a lot of the time. Sometimes it boils down to trial and error.
Okay.
Then the more you get experience, it's more targeted trial and error.
The same way
That
people
makes
watch
sense.
YouTube videos and they try the same thing, it won't work.
So you see, when the YouTube video is being brought to you, it's filtered. So when a
Okay.
person has gone through all this hurdle and he has just brought you the finished product.
Oh,
So that
okay.
was why in the past, what I used to watch a lot was John Hammond, Namsec, Optional CTF. Those guys, they are King of the Hill live streams.
Yeah.
So that one is just raw, like they are just trying things, like it's just raw. So you are able to appreciate their thought process and how they think about stuff. So that was just one of the things that really helped.
You can pick the reverse shell. Somebody's asking, is it advisable to pick reverse shell from GitHub? The answer is straightforward, which is just be careful because you have to really
You need to
understand
read
it.
through you need to read through
I
it
have
and make sure it's
seen
not backdoored.
I've seen that thing with somebody's machine. He picked the code from GitHub and his CPU was actually being used for mining and this
Mining, Bitcoin,
botnet stuff and all that. So please make sure when you pick a code from GitHub, you don't just trust it.
yeah.
There are people
So
who are actually putting malware
So
there.
for okay, I'll be honest about something. I'm less cautious when I'm playing a CTF our GitHub code than I am in an actual environment. Actual environment, we audit the code step by step. We audit the code before we actually run it, and we don't run pre-compiled executables.
Okay.
That's something. Yeah, we don't run precompiled executables. And if we are going to run code like an exploit or something, we audit it. We really go through line by line, especially if there's a Chinese name attached to that GitHub repo. You go through it line by line.
Let's go fast.
Really.
Let's go fast because
Yeah.
it's almost I want to make this short. Maybe we
Okay,
have to
sure, sure. Oh,
one
then
or two.
that's just it. We just yeah,
So
just almost there.
I think that we'll have to bring you on another time so that you copy it, you're downloading it.
Yeah,
I
I'm
think we have to
downloading
bring
it.
you another time so that we can also appreciate you more. I know you are loving it. If you're loving it, give me a thumbs up on the screen.
No.
Yeah, I know you guys
Sorry,
are loving it.
because of the time, I'll just be fast about certain things. So just
Yeah, I
forgive
just want us
me.
to get some initial access, you know,
Oh,
and
sure. We are just at the
then we
initial
just
access
yeah,
stage.
yeah. Once we get it, then we can pause for the day.
Mousepad.
And
So this code is in. So all I need to do is just to change the IP, like like just like a PHP shell, change the IP to my
so you change it to your machine's IP,
IP.
and
Yeah.
then that's
The
it.
prereq the prereq is straightforward if you are using what do you call it? The net exec is really straightforward. So it's will be
Okay.
done very soon. Will be done very soon.
Okay.
So I've changed this to my IP. Then I save it. Don't worry, I've audited his code before. So no fears. Have no fears. Yeah. So correct. So all I need to do is just to let me copy it rather. Copy them shells to my home directory. To my home directory. All right. So now I can upload it. Let me
In
remove
order
the
not to
shell.
confuse it, yeah. That's
Let me
about
remove the
that was what I
shell
was about to say.
ASPX.
In
Yeah.
order not to confuse it, we can
All right.
delete.
So ls, I have no shell.aspx there. So now I can put. Wow. I just realized something. There will be two
Maybe
shells.aspx
two. Yeah, exactly.
in the
So let's find out.
cd. So ls, I'm coming. Cat shell.aspx. Okay, this is the one. This is the
Yeah,
one. It's
yeah.
fine. This is the one. So I come and I put shell.aspx. SPX. And this because I didn't set up this with MSF Venom. It's not a Metapreter shell, so I'll just need to use my normal netcat. Is that okay?
Yeah.
Oh, sorry. I'm already using it in my
So
Metasploit. So
what he's
stop it.
saying is that the exploit he's using is not from Metasploit, so he's not going to use MSF console to listen to it. He's using a normal netcat, and netcat is a listening tool. So you do NC, then the options NVLMP. The port P is for ports, V is for like verbals, and he's trying to listen to the connection. And when
So
he opened the browser to the specific place where he has the shell. So the URL of the browser, oh, sorry, I'm saying browser of the server slash shell, and now he has a connection to it. Please go ahead.
So I visited it, and as you can see here, I have a callback. I have my shell. Is that okay? But because I am abusing a particular service, I will be a service account. Is that okay? I'll be a
Okay.
service account. Does that make sense? Yes.
Yeah.
So usually what I'll do here is one thing I hate the most is WinPeace. I hate
Oh,
WinPeace. I don't hate
oh.
LimpPeace. I don't hate LimpPeace. I hate WinPeace. The output is too much. It bombards me, and I have
Mm,
never really needed to use it on an engagement. Is
okay.
that okay? So because on the engagement it's more of lateral movement and stuff.
Mm,
So there is no need to escalate privilege in the context of one machine. You get it?
Okay.
So what this is doing is they tell you this is Active Directory, but it's not exactly Active Directory because you are only attacking the domain controller. When you go to an Active Directory environment, you have over 2,000, 4,000 machines on that particular environment. You get it? And they're all connected to the AD. The way you think about that one is different. So with that one, you are not going to attack the DC, the domain controller directly because the domain controller is patched good. It's patched good. So you try to leverage on all the other host machines that are connected to the AD to get to the domain controller.
Okay. Okay.
So who am I? I am the IIS service user. Okay, that's fine. So let me show you what I was referring to as the web root. So when you do your research, the default web root for a Windows web server is the init.pub. Is that okay?
Okay.
Init.pub. So you cd into init.pub. There. Then you see the web root, www root. You cd into www root. There. Then you see this is the web root. This is what is shown on the web server itself.
Okay. Okay.
Does that make sense? This is what is shown on the web server itself. Is that okay?
Yeah.
All right. So now we have initial access. I'm not going to show the flag here for obvious reasons. So now this is the first step of the CTF, initial access. So now that we have initial access, our next.
Which file will be that one?
The which one?
The initial access.
That will be local.txt for offsec star routes. Then the prevex, the root flag will be proof.txt.
Okay. Okay.
All right. Does anybody have a question on this point before I move to the prevex is straightforward. The prevex is simple. The prevex is very straightforward. So if anybody has any question, you can tackle that.
So far, not in the chat, but we are giving you opportunity to ask. If you have a question, please ask. So far, not in the chat. So let's go ahead.
Okay, sure. So, right. So one thing you can do is you can run WinPeace and get some information. But mostly, I like to just manually enumerate the machine. Is that okay? And see what I find. So usually Windows, when it's Windows, please, there's a fundamental difference between Windows and ADO. I think that's something people, how you approach privilege moving, privilege escalation in ADO is a bit different from Windows. Is that okay? So it's something that, yes, it's similar, but there is a bit of difference. Is that okay? So I check the program files, ed, program files, because there are certain programs that have vulnerabilities like unquoted service path. Yes, unquoted service path, and they are running as programs. So once you find that particular program, you can now leverage on that to exploit the unquoted service path. So all this is from reading and playing different CTFs. Is that okay? So now there is this particular program that is here, Labs. Who here has heard of Labs before?
Anybody? Thumbs up if you have heard of Labs. I haven't. I'm not sure I know about it. Yeah.
Okay. What Labs is? Sorry. What Labs is a solution for
the administrator password rotation something.
Yeah, local admin password solution. So what it just does is that it gives local administrator random passwords so that if a user needs to perform tasks that is related to the local administrator, they can ID for that random password. So that it's not a set password that is used throughout all the machines on the AD environment.
Okay.
Exactly. Okay. So now, please, I'll urge everybody that wants to. This one is advice from one of my team members that usually tells me that there's a lot hidden in the documentation of NetExec. Is that okay? After I worked on this machine, I went and looked at how other people did it, and I felt like they were stressing themselves throughout. They were just stressing themselves certain things. So labs is that, and there is a model within NetExec which you can use to extract the labs password, and it's the local administrator password.
Okay.
Is that okay? So what we just do is now we have a valid username and password. Why don't we just leverage on what you call it, NetExec to extract the labs password for administrator? So just go
Okay.
that we go there, NetExec NRM. I'm going to type up this thing. NRM. My username. Sorry, I have a lot of shells open. Okay. Sweat. Mm. 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 Just labs.
That's simple.
Yes, that's simple. But it hasn't worked. I know why it hasn't worked.
Okay.
So you see that the domain has a name, but I'm only referring to the IP instead of the domain name itself. So you see this domain name,
Okay.
I need to reference that particular domain name in my Etsy hosts. Nano with that IP.
/Etsy/hosts. Okay.
Sorry. All right. And I paste my this thing here. And the IP is 129.168.128.122 and space.
Okay.
Then I save it. So when I'm doing the command, I reference my domain as this particular one. This particular one, copy and paste. Then I run my command. Okay. So it looks like a lot of gibberish, but you see
Wow.
that it has given
Wow.
me the
Please start
administrator.
clapping. Please start clapping. Please start clapping.
So
Wow.
when I was done, I went through how different other people did it. I saw that people were using Pi Labs and they had to set up virtual environments for that. And I feel like that is long when you can just use NetExec to do it straightforward like that. Is that okay?
Wow. No,
Yes.
no. Sometimes if Priv-esque is this simple, I mean, wow, 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 wow.
Yeah.
Just amazing.
So
So,
next is
guys, we would give you the video, but it's going to be part 1, part 2, 1 hour each. But I don't know if you really learned something, but I've really picked a lot. I've really picked a lot. I've come to understand the reason why he said if he has only NetExec in his
NetExec.
tools, okay.
Okay.
Wow. Wow. And you see the tweaks that he did. Some of the shell, when we looked at the shell, he did a tweak. And now with this net exec command, he had to tweak it a little, add something to the XC host, and boom, he's in there.
All
Wow.
right. So let's log in, because this particular password changes after a period. It's not fixed because it's
Okay.
using that solution. So you just log in. So one of the first things we check is if we can actually log in with Evil RM. Under normal circumstances, the administrator has the privilege to log into WinRM, even if other users are restricted. Is that okay? So
Okay.
just no, I think I've done it before, so I should be able to. Okay, sure. No. Control R, Evo. Okay, it wasn't here. I did it. It's fine. It's fine. So, Evo WinRM dot I ID, copy, paste, username, username administrator, password, special characters, and random. So just put this there, press enter. And just like that, we are administrator.
Who am I? Oh, great. Oh, wow. It was worth it. It was really worth it. It was
So that
really,
is
really.
basically
Thank you
it.
so much. Thank you so much. And we'll pause our recording here. I don't know if you're done.
Well, I'm done. So that's just
Okay, let's
basically
pause
it.
the recording. Let's pause the recording. And thank you so much. Okay, so I think you were about to talk about some of your background story. We're about to finish
Yes.
up on the background story.
Yeah, so I left out a bit because you mentioned a very, very important bit. So when uh, Said introduced me to the CTFs, he also added me to the, I don't know this WhatsApp group, how many of you are on it? The Team Invitech WhatsApp group.
Yeah, I've seen that group, Team
Yeah,
Invitech,
so
Invitech Global.
correct. So yes, that's where I met some of my very good friends to this day. And also it was where I took the first step from a practical standpoint. Like CTFs are CTFs, and that's fine. But a course, and I have been around the block, I keep saying it. Always and I took our CH together with Educate Africa. So when it
You
comes to
know them.
when it comes to ethical hacking training, I've been around the block. So after my CH, I was like, oh, let me get one, because I was still feeling a bit inadequate from what do you call it, practicality standpoint. So I went to Invitech Global and I enrolled in the practical ethical hacking course. That was the basic one for 1 month, then the what do you call it, the advanced for the other month, so 2 months, and I learned a lot. After the course, I was lucky to get the internship. Now, the internship gave me access to Mr. Blee, Abu Sofyan. Those who
Wow.
know know, because that's access. That's access that you can't. It's just it's really good.
Even if you
It's
pay
it's a
for,
wealth
even
of
if you pay for
information.
Charlie.
It's a wealth of information. It's a wealth of information. So I got access to Mr. Blade, and he broke things down. Even I remember when I went to where I am currently, where I work for currently, my first engagement, I think we did it. It was a very large environment. We did it. Then it got to a point I was stuck. Then I called him. I was like, Mr. Blade, this is the case. Like this is what's happening. He was like, oh, relax. This is not anything that's big. You've encountered it before. Just take your time and try this. Then By the time I went the next day, the next 2 days, tried this, I was domain admin. You get it?
Wow.
And
Wow.
it just went. And this is just a piece of advice for those who are coming up, especially those who want to interviews and stuff. You need to understand certain things. There are certain caveats. Cybersecurity is not only about hacking. Cybersecurity is very broad. You get it? The only value, nobody, when you go to a company and you perform a pen test, the only person that can appreciate, oh, this is an interesting technique. Oh, the way you exploited this is interesting. The only people that will appreciate that is IT. And IT are not decision makers.
Okay.
If you get what I'm trying to say, you need to
Yeah.
be able to communicate the findings or the vulnerabilities in the context of risk. Hacking
Okay.
is basically, when you're an ethical hacker, what you are basically doing is risk consulting. So you need to be able to communicate it in the context of risk. Is that okay? So you need to be able to communicate the vulnerability in a way that a CEO will understand, in a way the CCO will understand, in a way the CFO will understand. These are the people that are decision makers, and that's what sets you apart from the rest. Because
Okay.
when everything is said and done, what goes to them is the reports. Is that okay? So the report, you need to understand certain things. So I think we were speaking earlier, Elvis, and I was explaining something to you.
Yeah.
I went on the pen test some time back. Now, in that particular pen test, one of the findings there was that I could pin the ATMs. Now, if you look at it from a general perspective, it's not really something that is big. You get it? From a
Yeah.
technical
Yeah.
standpoint, it's not something that is big. But you
Mhm.
know that you are not only doing penetration tests or VAPTs from the context of what do you call it, technical standpoint. You're also doing it for compliance and regulatory reasons. And the
Okay.
client you are working for is, let's say, maybe a bank or a financial institution. Those banks and financial institutions are regulated by Bank of Ghana, BOG. And BOG access them, or because they process card payments, they need to implement certain controls. And the ATM sits in the card holder delivery environment. So under normal circumstance, you shouldn't be able to ping it from the general network because it's a violation of one of the PCI DSS requirements. You
Yeah.
get it? So
Yeah.
these are some of the caveats I feel like people should learn so that they'll be able to communicate better. Because when it all comes down to it, it's all about communication. Can you communicate the risk properly so that they can appreciate it? Stuff like
Okay.
that. That's just what it
Okay.
boils down.
Thank you so much for your time. Thank you so much for the advice. You guys are getting these things for free. So please, I don't know how you say it, but it's really for me. I appreciate it a lot. I appreciate it a lot. Um, Next month I want us to have more than one session. One that is CTF like this, the other one that will also be interview. So that today we used 2 hours. Let me stop the recording.